I wanted to give you that context because I want you to know how Moses met his wife, what Moses did to meet his wife, how Moses was fleeing, but in the midst of his fleeing, he met his wife, and how blessed his wife was, because Moses' wife was blessed and she walked after the counsel of the Lord. Let's go to Exodus chapter 4 so I can tell you exactly what happened. I'm just going to jump right into it because I want to show you the role of the wife and how it is significant, because you are significant as a wife. So I want to show you through Zipporah's story. I want to show you how Zipporah walked confidently in her role and she did not sway on who she was because of Moses. So let's get into it. I'm going to read you this one verse and then I'm going to jump right into the verses to where the significance of Zipporah came to the light, because I want you to see, okay? Exodus chapter 4, verse 19. It says, "Now in Midian, the Lord told Moses, return to Egypt, for all the men who wanted to kill you are dead." So remember, Moses on his way to return back to Egypt. I'm finna skip all the way to verse 24. I'm gonna read verse 24 through 26. It says, "On the trip at an overnight campsite, it happened that the Lord confronted him and intended to put him to death." Verse 25. "So Zipporah took a flint, cut off her son's foreskin, threw it at Moses' feet and said, 'You are a bridegroom of blood to me.' So he let him alone. At the time she said, 'You are a bride of blood,' referring to the circumcision." So I want you to know, the Lord confronted Moses and was about to put him to death. Zipporah remembered circumcision, and Zipporah acted in her role because Zipporah remembered what she should do. Because God had told Abraham that he must circumcise himself and every male person in his house. All the men that will be born into that family must obey that command. And that was the sign of God's promises to Abraham and his family. Because Moses had not circumcised his son, he had not obeyed the command of God. When Zipporah saw what was happening, Zipporah remembered the command. She remembered the command. She didn't wait for Moses to remember the command. Zipporah acted in obedience, in reverence to the Lord. Zipporah remembered who she was, and Zipporah acted in obedience and reverence to the Lord. Therefore, she lived a submitted life to God. A submitted life to God is one that is obedient to God in every way, one that trusts God wholeheartedly, one that lives for him wholeheartedly, one that seeks him first, one that seeks to please him and do his will.